Pecha Kucha 29, plans for the future. So my university course is coming to an end, and it's time for me to knuckle down and do the work, but I find it increasingly hard to do that. This week I'll have a look at why. What are the things I feel I should be doing that make it so difficult for me to do the things I'm being told to do? So I started the week looking at Cinema 4D because for my final major project I have to do some weird thing that's not really of my choosing, even though it's my idea, which means I have to learn a 3D program by myself over the Easter holidays without access to the program. Fun times. Yeah, so I just thought, screw that. I feel like doing some drawing, so I just grabbed a random JPEG, Christopher Walken, one of my meme pictures, and I just took a basic brush in Photoshop and just tried to copy it by eye, which I haven't done in a long time. Reference work like that. After that, where I managed to somehow capture Walken's likeness, I decided let's try something even more ridiculous and go for Heath Ledger as Joker. It's very difficult to capture someone's likeness. It is, if the nose is a little bit off, if the eyes are a little bit too small, so he's wearing all this makeup and stuff. And I've overlaid the two here, and you can see the nose is a little bit off. The volume of his hair is wrong. I think the jawline's about right. So it's mostly right, but just being a little bit off is off. So yeah, I think Heath Ledger as Joker is incredibly memeable. So I'm keeping this image, and I'm going to put an awful lot of random meme text to it because I've been meaning to do that for a very long time. Yeah, this guy, my generation, memes. It's happening. Speaking of memes, nanomachines, son. Randomly, someone said that in a completely different context, made me want to put it on a t-shirt. Somebody beat me to it. This is what I was thinking. This is better than what I was thinking, but this is the composition. I love the painterly. It's probably a filter, but I don't want to, not give credit where credit's due. So this is the only t-shirt I've done today. Quite proud. I did trace an image of Stone Cold, but it was a crappy JPEG, so I had to use my own knowledge of how to draw to kind of get the expression I wanted him to have and to have the right marks. So that feeds into a bigger conversation about, what is cheating, what isn't. So my work experience on this course has boiled down to emailing people and them emailing me back. The last one, Alex Swain, has done a little competition with Graphic to promote his new spot cards, and I kind of think, wow, if I'd known this is where I was going to be, would I have signed up to this? Things for the future, Le Petit Néant, a collaboration of excellent illustration that speaks for itself. I'd like to do this with some people. Get us in a room and just figure out what it needs to be, who we need to sell it to, how it needs to be made. That's something for the future. The ultimate long goal, Romance of the Three Kingdoms, get good enough to replicate art from the games and then just effectively illustrate in comic book form the books. I could die quite comfortably before finishing such an endeavour, especially hoping to give it the justice it deserves. Video editing is something I did this year. I'd like to do a lot more of it, but it's another time and labour intensive thing on the list. So, all these things I need to do, and it's like I'm in a stasis lock because they all require too much time and too much learning to do. Another thing on that list, looking at Alan Moore talking about some of his seminal works, I would love to write for someone else to illustrate, not because I think it's the easier of the two jobs, although I do, but because I really would like to sit down and put some scripts out and then really focus on the storytelling, because storytelling is the backbone of whatever I want to do. I had kind of gone through a picture of Solid Snake and recorded me doing it in Photoshop. I was going to put that on the channel, voiced over it. Lukewarm on it, but it looks like I kind of didn't save it when I kind of switched hard drives and stuff. But that's something I have to think about, growing the channel. And also drawing for the sake of drawing and just learning through it. Still, to this day, the old boy thing I did, which I'm not sure I've talked about in any great length, is the thing I'm proudest of, and it just looking at the artwork, it really doesn't need to be explained. It's just something great to have, especially if you've seen the film, and it's just the nostalgia. Smiley Show. Yeah, I need to figure out my system, figure out my deadlines, start putting things together, and start making it visible. This is the backbone of my plans going forward. And, getting wrapped up with all this other university stuff I had utterly forgotten. And of course, hold the presses, Mass Effect Andromeda. You thought it couldn't get any lazier. It turns out there's 2 desert planets. I'm still not finished the game, so maybe there's another ice planet and another jungle planet too. But yeah, 7 out of 10, -5 stars. Oh, bloody hell. YouTube video, Data uses contractions. He's canonically not supposed to be able to do that. It's a plot point in several episodes, except he does, because, actors slip up, script writers slip up, and it's incredibly hard to always say I cannot. Fun little YouTube video, nerdy, but I think that's what YouTube's for, random stuff like that. Yeah, so I went looking for a random episode of Dragon Ball Z Abridged because I find it humorous, as many other people do. Turns out it was taken down recently, and I hadn't expected to ever be caught up in anything like this as it was happening, but yeah, there you go. I am now, unfortunately, dealing with things as they trend. Damn, my plans are ruined. Alright, so going forward, I've got to, prepare for the end of the course. I've got to tighten my belt, take the long walk like Judge Dredd into the desert outside Mega City 1 with my book of lore and my shotgun and my duster, and try and pass this course predominantly so I can keep all the money I've got to be on it and use that as business startup. Cynical much? Well, only when the day ends with the word day. Right, that brings us to the end of Pecha Kucha 29, and I will see you next time.